Hello everybody, I'm going to be taking you through one of my upper body days of the week. This upper body training session is push focused. It's primarily chest and shoulders, and I do add in a little bit of glutes just because I am trying to grow my glutes. So I basically hit glutes every single training session just because my glutes are my sole focus this growth season. I was training for figure for maybe a year and a half, almost 2 years. And then I decided to switch over to bikini just because I knew that if I wanted to be competitive in the figure division, I would have had to put on a lot more muscle than I really wanted to. And I wanted to maintain more of a feminine figure, so I switched over to bikini, and I already have such a great developed upper body, so my main focus is my lower body. So yeah, let's get into it. So I start with hyperextensions. Hyperextensions primarily target the glute and hamstrings, with the lower back erectors acting as a stabilizer. For bodybuilding, the goal is controlled tension and a strong glute squeeze, not swinging reps. You want to make sure that you're hinging at the hips, not the spine. You lower your torso under control until you feel a stretch in the hamstrings and glutes. When I do this exercise, I always try to focus on pulling my upper body with my glutes. So as I go up, I'm pulling my glutes and then squeezing it literally as hard as I can at the top. And then I go over into some RDLs. So I go back and forth. Sometimes I'll do RDLs after my hyperextensions, or sometimes I'll do walking lunges with a long stride, which is more glute focused. But for the RDLs, I just am doing 2 sets of 10 to 12. I do as many as I can with the heaviest set of dumbbells. So the dumbbell RDL primarily targets the hamstring and glutes, with the lower back acting as a stabilizer. The goal here is to maximize stretch and tension. Keep your chest tall and spine neutral. Let the dumbbells slide down close to your legs, as low as you can until you feel a deep stretch in the hamstring, usually mid-shin. And then when you're coming back up, you want to drive your hips forward to stand back up. It's kind of similar to the hyperextension. You want to act like you're pulling yourself up with your glutes and your hamstrings. Since we did the hyperextension to get that glute blood flow, this exercise is mainly hitting your glutes. When you pull yourself up with your glutes, you want to squeeze your glutes as hard as you can at the top. And again, for this one, I do 2 sets of 10 to 12. After the RDLs, we're going into our next exercise, which is dumbbell hex press on a slight incline. The rep scheme is 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps here. So I just recently switched my training programming. Chest got added back into my plan, and I hadn't done chest in forever. Like, I didn't train my upper body because I had trained for figure for so long, which was mainly upper body. I don't think I trained my chest for like a year, and now I just got it added back in, so I guess we're just doing some maintenance. Incline dumbbell hex press is a chest dominant movement that heavily targets the inner upper chest while also engaging the front delts and triceps. So for this one, you want to make sure that your palms face each other, neutral grip, dumbbells stay pressed together the entire set. I think I had some space in between them just because when I had the dumbbells pressing against each other, they kept like smashing my fingers, so it was super annoying, but whatever. You're supposed to actually have them close together. You want to have your elbows tucked close to the body, about 20 to 30 degrees from your torso, and wrists stacked over your elbows. I actually really like this exercise. It makes me feel yacked. For the setup of this exercise, you want to set a bench to a low incline of 20 to 30 degrees. Sit back and bring the 2 dumbbells together, flat ends touching. Lie back with the dumbbells pressed together over your upper chest, feet flat on the floor. Make sure that your feet are stabilized. Those are your stabilizers. As you're pressing, you also want to be pressing your heels into the ground with the press. I promise that'll make it so much easier for you. You want to keep your upper back tight and shoulder blades down and maintain a slight natural arch in your lower back. After the hex press, I move into an incline Smith machine press. I really enjoy doing this movement. I honestly think the Smith machine is the best invention ever. You can do so much with the Smith machine. I really just love it because it's so versatile and it's safe and it's super stable. The incline Smith press primarily targets the upper chest with assistance from the front delts and the triceps. You're positioning yourself under the bar. You want to make sure that the bar is over the muscle. A lot of people say have the bar over your nipples when you're doing any kind of chest press, but that's not necessarily true. Like maybe for guys, but not for women. So for women, you want to make sure that the bar is over the actual pec muscle. You want the weight to be over the muscle that you're working. So make sure that the bar is sitting over your pec. You want your grip slightly wider than shoulder width, wrists stacked over elbows, elbows about 30 to 40 degrees from your torso. Don't flare them. I do 5 sets of 6 to 8 reps. Remember, time under tension. Keep tension in the chest. Don't relax at the bottom. When I first started training, I legit never thought that I could get this muscular. It's pretty cool to see what happens when you commit to something. It's really neat to see all the hard work that you've put in and to experience yourself actually reaching your goals. All it is consistency. Pick something that you really want to do or want to be and just be consistent. Find out what you need to do in order to reach your goal and do those things day in and day out, and you will become that version of yourself that you so desire. After incline press, I do shoulder press. And I just stay on the Smith machine. Sometimes I'll do dumbbell shoulder press, but I just really like the Smith machine just because it's in a fixed position. It's a lot easier to control the weight. I can go heavier and it's a lot safer. It's a lot easier on my shoulders and my wrists rather than the dumbbells, just because there's more room for error and more room for injury. So I just prefer using Smith machine over basically everything. Smith machine shoulder press primarily targets the anterior delts with help from the side delts and triceps. For the shoulder press, I do 2 sets of 10 to 12. After the shoulder press, I go into some lateral raises. I like to kind of superset them with the shoulder press. I'm actually not supposed to be doing side lateral raises right now. It's not in my program just because my shoulders are already so developed, but I love training my shoulders. I love doing this exercise. I'll just do 2 sets of it. I'll take 10 pounds and just burn my shoulders out. A cue for doing lateral raises is act like you're pushing 2 walls away from you on each side of your body and keep your traps down. After shoulders, I go into some rear delts. Similar to the hyperextension when you're pulling with your glutes, pull with your rear delts. I used to have super underdeveloped rear delts. What I used to do before every single set, I would touch my rear delts on both sides. I would take my finger and I would poke both my rear delts because that works on your mind muscle connection. And when you can feel that muscle, pretend like you're pulling with that muscle and make sure that you stop right when you hit your ears. You don't want to go back farther than your ears because once you go past that, you start to use your back more than your rear delts. So that's just a little cue. Last exercise is some upper back rows. For the machine upper back rows, you want to use a wide or neutral grip. I like using a wide grip. And you want to keep your chest pressed into the pad. Pull your elbows out and back, focusing on squeezing your shoulder blades together with a full stretch and contraction, engaging rhomboids and traps. I do 2 sets of 25 reps. Every single set and rep that I do throughout my whole exercise is very slow and controlled. My training sessions are so boring and they take so long just because I focus on intensity, form, and just controlling the weight. I never let the weight control you. Always control the weight. That is my upper body session. I'm definitely upper body queen. Naturally, I just have a really wide upper body frame. I really would have crushed it in figure. It wasn't for me. The amount of muscle that those figure girls have is insane. I just knew that my future self would not like that amount of muscle on my body. I'm not going to bodybuild forever, and I want to have a body that I can maintain for the rest of my life and actually be comfortable in and happy with and look feminine. So yeah, this is my upper body day. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope maybe I inspired you or motivated you to go to the gym. Bodybuilding really just comes down to consistency, training hard, and eating. That's all it is. It definitely gets easier over time. The more you bodybuild and the more muscle that you put on and the more consistent you are, it just gets easier. I mean, it definitely gets harder as you progress, but the harder it becomes easier. I've been trying to watch this one series for like a week now. I've only watched 1 episode because I keep turning on episode 2 and I keep falling asleep. I get like 10 minutes into it and then I'm out. I've been working on episode 2 for like a couple days now. I'm really hoping that I can get through it tonight, but I probably won't. Maybe I'll get through the next 20 minutes and then fall asleep. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.